Hello, Mark Crossfield here. We've got another matchup. I know you guys love a good matchup. We've got the Ping s55, s55 hitting up against the Tour Preferred TaylorMade MC Mark Crossfield iron, named after me. Remember that one. So we've got Ping against TaylorMade, both in their better player, less offset, slimmer lines, kind of offering GC2 on the floor, normal procedure, Titleist Pro V1 X balls. We're going to give you some data as well. I'll show you what these two clubs could or could not do for your golf game. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, Ping s55, TaylorMade, Tour Preferred MC iron. You get a slight undercut cavity in the Tour Preferred MC TaylorMade iron. We get the speed slot on the longer irons, and it disappears as you go into some of the shorter ones. Speed slot here is meant to help with off-centered lower hits, heel and toe as well, so maybe more friendly across the face. Arguably that's for you to go and test in your fitting and see if that actually works for you or not. Putting it down by the ball, it gets a very little amount of offset. It's a classic in its looks. Thin top line, you know, it's a chromed, pretty nice looking, good player aimed at iron. If we then go to Ping s55, very similar. We get muscle barring back, kind of stabilizing barry bits on the back, tuning port in the neck, which Ping have done for ages, which helps them custom fit easily. Next to no offset. Again, in fact, the offset between these two clubs is, you know, it's got to be almost exactly the same. I would say the Ping has slightly cleaner lines going into the neck for the real purists, but not much in it. Top line on the s55 again looks very traditional, nice and neat. You get the ferrule on this Ping, which obviously you get on Tour Preferred, but you get on all TaylorMade irons. So some irons don't have the ferrule, which this one does, which because good players like to get used to looking down at a club with a ferrule. Let's hit them, see what they feel like. And like I say, when I put them side by side, wow, they're identical, apart from, it's like I say, slightly cleaner from the neck and the offset going into the face for my eye on the Ping. And I just like to look at the top line a little bit more than the Ping over the TaylorMade, but we're really kind of picking, you know, it's really scrutinizing. There's not much in it. Let's hit some. Let's go s55 to start. I do love this iron from Ping. I love the look of it. It doesn't produce the best numbers for me out of their range through launch issues, but I do love the look of it. I would want to play this iron. Let's give it a hit. It feels good. It feels soft because its acoustics of the club are made to sound damper, which makes you then feel like it's softer, even though it's not forged in any way. This club, it is a cast, a golf club. But that's not really so relevant these days, as people understand more. It's a lot more to do with the acoustics for lots of people. Let's give it another hit. It gives a very honest, true flight, which I like, which you'd expect. What you put in, you tend to get out. You get a little bit of help on the off centers, but not as much as certainly other models and other models in their range. It's a really good looking iron. I could see why lots of good players game it. I think Bubba games these, doesn't he? I think, you know, I can see why their staffers like them. It's got all the traditions of a good player's iron in a Ping package with their great color-coded fitting system, which you can't forget Ping innovated and still do now, which is why it's so important for you guys still to go and get fitted to make sure you get the right ones for you. But you do get a little bit of help around the outside at the bottom, which I like. Lovely shapes. Let's have a go. Lovely shapes. That was quite funny, wasn't it? Let's go to TaylorMade Tour Preferred MC iron. Lot more going on in this. There's a lot more going on in TaylorMade, often certainly over a company like Ping. There's a lot of bells and whistles on this one. You get your speed pockets and what have you. Down by the ball, I think it will appeal to lots of golfers. I would argue this is the best Tour Preferred series of irons TaylorMade have made. I didn't like particularly the older ones, where these ones I do actually really like the look of them. I still think the Ping for me wins it on look slightly. Let's give it a hit though. Feels good. Again, blindfolded, these are making the same sound, and to me they would feel identical. I would not be able to tell you the feel of these unless I was looking at it. They feel the same off the face, very much the same. Very similar ball flights to my eye, exactly what I would expect to see. I feel like I could move the ball around with this one. I just think I might struggle with the top heights because of the launch characteristics of my game. I think the stronger hitters wouldn't. They would be able to move these around how they want to. The lack of offset in there, so that straighter line, I think would really appeal to lots of good players. It doesn't even have to be a good player. Anyone who likes the look of no offset, from a beginner to a better player. Not much in them, guys. Let's look at the numbers then. I'd be shocked if the numbers are really very different between these two clubs. It's really going to come down, I think, to branding, shapes, and it's subtle differences. But those subtle differences can make all the difference to you when you're looking down and you're about to play a shot. You certainly don't want anything down by the ball which might annoy you. Then you've got to make those decisions on if you buy into speed, pocket, and if you can get some data out of your launch monitors to show you what that's doing for your game. If you're hitting it much better, just go with the one that you like the look of and the feel of. But let's have a look at the data and see if there is a massive difference between these two irons. Right guys, so if we look at the Ping S55 to start us off, launching at around 17 degrees, slightly higher for me on a 5-iron, totaling 177 carry, furthest one went 183. Interesting how I can get 186, and then obviously a miss hit drops down to 168. That's the biggest point with both of these irons, and we'll probably see that on the other data, which we'll look at in a second. That's where I lose a little bit on these irons with my striking. When I do get one not where I want it to be, I do drop back a bit too much. I mean, that's front bunker in the water kind of stuff, which is why I go for chunkier irons. And in theory, I'm a better player. So we always brand, you know, these are for better players, and it's about your striking. It's also about what you want to look at, but it's about where your bad shot is. My bad shot is a slight misstruck one that comes up short more than anything else. So why would I use a club that encourages that? You see what I mean? That's why I would always go for a little bit more help than these two. So 177 average carry, spinning at 5.1. If we go to the TaylorMade, 180 carry average to the 177, 3 yards average further carry. 31 peak height, 32 peak height, so the Ping actually went a little bit higher. Launching down at 16 degrees opposed to 17.1, so 1 degree different in the launch, which is probably equating to that 3 yards actually in distance on those two, so that might be more about my dynamic delivery and maybe the different lofts if they are. I've not checked the lofts on these two, but I imagine they're not exactly the same loft either. So that's bleeding through onto the numbers as well, which you'd want to work in if you were getting fitted. And then 4.7 spin, 2.51 with the Ping. So you can see they're really, really close, aren't they? There's not much in that. And you've got to bear in mind these would be custom fit, so I could strengthen or weaken the lofts on those. I could lengthen them or shorten them. You know, the spec's going to be spec'd up to you. The big point, I think, with these two irons, which you want to really work on, I mean, if you look at the lowest hit was 175 to 185, so 10 yards with the speed slot, which is what that's meant to do. 168 to 183, so that's more than 10 yards, isn't it? So arguably the speed slot is helping a little bit if you were to use that as a test, but we don't know. You know, that's just one shot out of 5. You know, if I just kept hitting, you might find on the next batch 5 that switches over the timing of my bad shot rather than that club helping me much more. But again, like I say, go and get fitted and see if it does help. I'm not saying it doesn't. I just think it has marginal differences. It's great for marketing, maybe not. You know, it's marginal, isn't it? I would say. Two clubs there, both trying to fulfil the same brief, and I think they both succeed. You know, if you came to me with the right game of golf for a lesson and you were using either of those clubs, I wouldn't look at moving your equipment or talking about your equipment. You've got clubs that are fine, let's work on what your issues are. They both do what they're meant to do. They both give good flights. They both spin like they're meant to. They're both going to go the distance they're meant to, subject to what lofts and that you go into. It's going to really come down to that branding and those looks. And I think lots of people, these videos, it's good for them just to hear that, because there's no right and wrong. So many people they email me and say, what club should I use? I'm a 17 handicapper. And I'm like, oh, they're all good. They're all good. You've got to get out there and try them yourself, test them, get a feeling. It's that feel, that look. I don't like the look of that. I love the look of that. Oh, I love the sound that one makes, which you think is feel or that one makes over that one. Buy into those things once you're happy with your company and you've kind of researched a bit of the old tech in an iron. It's not that much tech, certainly in a performance iron like this. Thanks for watching, guys. Press comments down below. Love to hear what you've got to say. Always love to see the comments, and I know there'll be TaylorMade lovers and haters as well as Ping, what have you. It'd be really interesting to see what you think. If you tried these or not, are you going to? Are they ones that suit you or don't? You hate them, love them? Always love to hear Speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.